In this lesson, we're going to learn about how to identify a function from 4 different representations. And it's really an easy concept. Okay, so the first thing I want you to look at, I want you to open the flap that says relation. And I want us to talk about what a relation is. Sometimes in math, we use all these fancy words when it's really pretty simple. A relation is simply a set or a group of ordered pairs. That's all it is. You can see down below here, I have a set or a group of ordered pairs. Okay, both of these are examples of relations. What we need to know now is we need to be able to determine whether or not our relation or our ordered pairs represent a function. So the definition of a function is every input, every x value, has exactly one output or y value. And what that's basically saying is that the x values cannot repeat. And so if you're picking up on that, the x values cannot repeat. So all we need to focus on are the x values, okay? So let's look at our relations. Okay, so this first one, I told you that this is a relation because it's a set of ordered pairs and it is a function. So let's look at y. Remember, I told you all we have to do is look at the x values. So we've got 2, we've got 3, 4, and we've got 6. All of the x values are different. So yes, this is a function. Okay? Look at the next example. This one is a relation, a set of ordered pairs, but it's not a function. So let's look why. Our x values are 7, 8, 8. Oops, look. The x values are repeating, and this one is 9. So this was not a function because the x values, one of the x values, repeat. Okay, simple as that. You're looking at the x values. Okay, let's go ahead and go to the table now because it kind of goes the same. Okay, I want to give you an example of a relation that is a function. 2, 4, 6, 1, 1, 1. I did this on purpose because remember, all we have to do is look at the x values. Do any of the x values repeat? No, they do not. So yes, this is a function. One thing I want you to note, maybe up here, is that the y values can repeat. The y values or the output can repeat. So that's why I gave you one like this, because sometimes they'll try to trick us. Yeah, sure, the y values are repeating, but that doesn't matter. Okay? Okay, here's an example of a table that is not a function. Okay. So again, look, we have 2 x values. So no, this is not a function because the 2 repeats in the x value. Okay, really simple, right? Okay, since we're going this way, let's go ahead and talk about a mapping. A mapping is when we draw 2 circles. This is going to be the input. This is the output. Okay, and so an example of a mapping that is a function, we might have 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, let's say. And then we would draw arrows. And so how do we know whether or not this is a function? So what I want you to see here is there's only one arrow coming from each input. Only one arrow comes from each input. It doesn't matter that 1 and 2 went to the same output. That doesn't matter. There's still only one arrow coming out of that. So yes, this is a function. Okay, and an example of something that might not be a function. Okay, so I've got 2, 2. Okay, so do you see now how we have 2 arrows? We have 2 arrows coming out of an input, and I forgot to label it. Input, output. Okay, so because there's 2 arrows coming from an x value, that would mean that the x values repeat. So no, that is not a function. You need to stop and pause the video to write on the time. Make sure you do that. We need to look at the graph now. Okay, so from the graph, oops, can we see it? Where is it? From the graph, we do what's called the vertical line test. We're going to draw a vertical line through the graph, and if only 1 point from the graph touches that vertical line, then it is a function. Okay, so let's look at it. Here's a graph. No matter where I draw a vertical line, no matter where I draw it, only 1 point from the graph hits each of those vertical lines. So yes, it is a function. Okay, but notice on this one, if I draw a vertical line here, I've got 1, 2, 3 points that hit that graph. That means those x values are repeating. If I draw a line here, I've got 2 points that hit the graph. Now notice if I draw my vertical line here, I only have 1 point. So that's why we need to kind of double check and draw more than one line and check all areas of the graph. So this one is not a function because more than 1 point touches the vertical line. Okay, now that you have your notes done, I want you to get a sticky note and put your name on it. And I want you to answer these 2 questions and put your sticky note on the board. This is how I'm going to know that you've been listening to your notes and paying attention.